What's up YouTube, this is Call4Man221, and I'm here to talk to you more about tactics. This is a 1 vs 1. I joined a 10 stars game. His name is Staff Sergeant something, but it's got cut off. So we look at his army. He has 3 bow warrior monks, a matchlock Ashigura, 3 spear Naginata monks that are all veteran. This one has 8 chevrons. This one has 7, and this one has 5. Backed up by 3 lone sword. Now a lone sword, a katana, and a nodachi, and his avatar's bodyguard. So we look at my army. I'm the 7-star or 6-star at this time. I have a bunch of sword infantry and then no spears. I've got 7. Hold on, let's see. Okay, 6 spears, 3 bow warrior monks, and look at my cavalry component. I spent a lot of my money on these katana cavalry, and then in the woods I've got 2 Yari cavalry. Now, if we look at my position, another thing people make mistakes on is what units they choose to hide. So, if I hide 4 cavalry, he knows there's something hidden. Like, I was expecting some cavalry because all of his were hidden. And look, here comes out 3 Yari cavalry. And these guys are heavily upgraded. Let's see, heavily veterans, 7 chevrons, 7, 8. So these Yari cav must cost 1500 koku each. They're pretty high to that. And he sees 2 non-veteran katana cavalry and no experience. So he's like, I can take that easily. So I'm gonna move these guys up to my army. Like, oh, we need some infantry to help support. Also, I've taken my archers up in a position in the forest here to help with bow fire because we have equal number of archers. So I'm gonna move these guys even here to make them seem like I don't have any troops. And a mistake I did make was these guys are a little bit too far away, so I'm going to have to withdraw them because, as you can see, I'm going to start to withdraw them now. And I'm going to send my cavalry and my katana to come in and wait till he's all engaged. So now that he's all engaged, I'm going to run my Yari cavalry out of the woods, act as an ambush here. He's going to bring some even more cavalry, so he's got tons of Yari cavalry fighting against my army. So I'm going to throw these guys in and try to bring these guys around to stop this force here. Now this is gonna go in my favor because I didn't have all my veterans got damaged in that last battle of Megafed up here that you guys saw. So like all my cavalry, my Great Guard were gone. So I have 4 Yari cavalry. They're called the Rough Riders. This is the 3rd and the 4th one, I believe, or something like that. So the reason I won this cavalry fight was because the ambush from the woods here with my Yari cavalry, and the fact that I had just plain numbers over this guy. He called this guy's racing stripes. That's funny. So I've still got a decent cavalry force. I mean, it's kind of beat up and stuff. So fast forward, we're going to do some maneuvering and I believe some talking. So he's going to maneuver over here. I'm going to get my cavalry back. I do have some of my units that get pretty destroyed. Look at this. 50 here and 75 there. So we're going to do some skirmishing. Now, because my guys are in the woods, I'm gonna probably win this. And then concentrated fire, like I talked about in the last episode. If we all concentrate on one unit, then it would help. But I don't believe I start doing that yet. Now I've got my cavalry here, and I know these are my katana cavalry, so they're just kind of like, you know, messing with his archers. They're taking fire, retreating back and forth, and you know, can you see how I'm kind of skirmishing with my cavalry with his guys? He's gonna withdraw. I'm gonna pull back a little bit to get my guys completely in the woods, because if we look, these guys weren't even in the woods, they were just barely out, and they did take a lot of damage. Now I'm keeping these guys here, and I believe we're talking. I'm saying, do you think you can win this if you rushed me? And then, I believe I will rush. So 1 lone sword, 1 nodachi, and then 1 katana samurai. And he calls these guys Machi. These guys, Machi 3. I don't know, I kind of disagree if you bring matchlock. I mean, I've never really used them to great effect. I always mess up. So I just love my bow monks. So he's going to move these guys up. And yeah, we're just basically skirmishing. Now I'm going to bring my cavalry back around here because I do have 4 cavalry. There's 3 main fights that happen in a battle. There's the cavalry fight, the skirmish fight, and then there's the infantry fight. Now if you can win the cavalry fight, so if you win the cavalry fight, you're going to have an advantage because you can always hammer and amble them. Now I'm moving after his general, he's making adjustments. And then there's, if you win the cavalry fight, doesn't mean you're going to win the actual whole infantry fight, but it will really help because then you can skirmish with them. And then the skirmish fight, if you're losing the skirmish fight, if you win it, it's great because then you can start attacking their troops with your archers that you have. But if you lose it, then you definitely got to take the initiative and start the infantry fight. So you can lose a skirmish fight and basically win the battle by charging with all your infantry, and if you've won the cavalry fight. So I was charging my 3rd Rough Riders in because his general was right here. As you can see, these guys have just gotten slaughtered because the woods really helped. He actually is going to rout these troops. Anyway, these guys look pretty cool. I always use bow monks because they're actually awesome. I guess matchlock monks would be awesome too. But definitely these guys, the nice thing is the archers can, you know. So now that I've won the skirmishing fight, I'm going to draw my archers back here and bring all my katana samurai out of the woods. Then I've got my cavalry here. So once again, this guy made a mistake like my last opponents with bringing too much spears. He's got 3 units. That's the max if you want to, but they're so expensive. Like these guys, my guys with like 2 chevrons cost 1,000 koku. So I have all these guys. So these katana samurai, even though, and then he didn't use his matchlock very effective. So we're just doing the clash. We're clashing with the lone sword. And these guys are already gained a chevron. These poor katana samurai gonna get slaughtered there. So I'm moving my cavalry. I'm gonna try to charge. I realized at like the last second that these guys are charging right in, so I do a little bit of micromanagement. So that was kind of like a fake. These guys are now gonna mess with these spear troops, so we can't protect this guys. His general goes into stand and fight, and I charge my katana cavalry, and we've broken most of his line. His war cry didn't get activated until now, so he missed his war cry. And I definitely had the cavalry advantage there. And basically, I had better infantry. He had strong spear troops, but once again, spears are not the best. You want veteran katana over a veteran naginata. Use naginata samurai, like 1 or 2. And I think the fact is that he brought, you can't just send your cavalry in a strike like that when they can support with their infantry. There goes his katana, his matchlock are running, and then his general just ran. And that was the battle. So I'm not sure if I have the results. If I do, I'll show them probably at the very end of the video. But I want to show you one more video because it's only been 8 minutes. It's too short for this tactics video. I'll show you one more battle about Ashigura. As soon as Shogun loads. Okay, let's go back to battle replay. Save it by the name. Go to the very bottom. Rage quit. No, I believe it was. Yes, this is Caesar JP. So this is against an opponent. These are all random matches. This guy was level 9. And I believe this was. I don't know. I play a lot of really good tactics battles about cavalry and infantry. So basically, it sits the rule of 2 to 3. Like 3 is the max if you think they're bringing a lot of cavalry. But spears, I guess you can say they could hold down the flank. But the most important thing is good sword infantry and good cavalry. And use them in harmony. And if they bring more cavalry than you, then if they attack your lines like that, like in the last battle of my katana samurai, you definitely need to reinforce with infantry. And then I didn't bring any spears that last battle, and I still won the cavalry fight. I wonder, there was one fight against the 9-star. Oh yes, this was against Matchlock guy. So if we look at his army, he's got broke the spear rule. He has 4 spears. They're just plain Nagana Warrior. He has good, very good loans. So here's his mistake. He brought really heavily upgraded Matchlock. Ashigura units. These are his veterans. 5 experience here. 3 experience there. 3 experience there. And then he got one archer and 3 Matchlock. So once again, I did exactly what I did in the last battle. I was just doing match-made battles, by the way. Here are some Katana Cavalry and my Great Guard, and these guys are called Second Best Guard. And here are my Best Guard. They're in the woods, so I'm going to try to creep them up around my opponent. Oh yes, and I'm keeping with my rule. I've got we can run you down. These are my Yari Samurai. And then I have Don't Mess with the Best. These are my Nagana Samurai. So I brought only 2 units of that. And then I brought just want to show off my cool names for my units. And then I need a name for some Katana Cavalry. If you guys want to help name a unit. So these are just my plain old katanas. And I think I got a new katana unit too, so I need some names. I'm kind of creative. These are called my wolf pack. They're wearing black and red. These guys are called Golden Samurai because they're wearing gold colors. These guys are Katana Guards in red. These are called the Black Devils. And yeah, that's all my troops. So I'm moving my cavalry along the woods here, because I doubt he didn't bring it all. He didn't bring any cavalry, so I'm going to be moving up. These guys are going to be creeping in the woods. I'm basically trying to make sure that, I don't know, I want to scour. I'm moving some of my cavalry over, because I believe some of his cavalry disappeared into the woods here. So first of all, you outrange these guys. These guys are all peasants. I mean, they're Ashigura. Like, they're just peasants, and they're not very good. So my opponent's running away. I'm doing some skirmishing. He's putting these guys in the woods. We're shooting back at them, because these guys only got like 120 range, and these guys have 200 range. It's crazy. As you can see, I'm moving my cavalry all around, making sure there's nothing hiding in the woods. And a little while earlier in the battle, I saw that he hit some units in the woods. So my best guard is going to be creeping up there. I'll watch out for that. And just like in the last battle, I'm using my archers in the woods to give them cover, just in case. My opponent, look how far he is. He's all the way at the back of the map. I didn't camp in the corner. That was good. I'm gonna keep going. I'm just basically advancing, and then finally I've got all my troops in range. His guys are in the woods. That was a good move by him. So that's not a good thing for me. But he's not. He just left these guys out here. And I've got my cavalry here, so I'm going to try to make a strike on them. And this strike isn't going to be very successful because he sees that his guys are vulnerable, so he sends some monks in. And then he pulls them back, so I start bringing my cavalry to charge in again. But sometimes, even though you want to do something like that, look, he has his matchlock in the woods too. So it's always good to scour woods, you know, before any stuff happens. And he's running all his spears over here. So he brought 4. 1 too many, but at the max. Like, really 2 is a good number. 1 for each flank. So I do a quick hit, and some of my guys knock over these guys. These are my great guard. And I withdraw them because he's got all these spear troops here. And I did all that damage, and I didn't lose a single cavalry. Like, look at all the guys that just laying there, not getting up. So the Great Guard are like really overpowered, but they're really useful. So I know he has units in here, and then I see one of them become visible because he by accident ran them. And I just see Lone Sword, and I'm like, well, my cavalry can take down Lone Sword. So I'm going to need to move out my forces. I'm kind of watching here, you know, waiting to see, because I don't know what he's going to flank me with. And then all of a sudden, like, just some Lone Sword, I'm like, no problem. So I charge my best guard in, and then here come Nagana warrior monks. So he's 3 units in the woods. And I'm like, I need to get out of here because Naganatas are very big. Like, that's spears, and those are bad. So I lose about 10 guys, probably about 12 at the end, because some of these guys are going to get hit. So So I draw these guys, and I know he's a force over here now, but I'm not really afraid, so I need to harass them. Let's move up to the action-packed part of this. So a lot of maneuvering with my cavalry. You know, I'm going for another strike. These guys come, I withdraw them at the last second, come in again, hit these guys in the rear, and then I come back out again, and he has some matchlock troops there. And then I was bringing some of my guys over here to help support. I'm like, there's no point, because I didn't bring a lot of infantry. Like, he outnumbers me because he didn't bring any cavalry whatsoever, and that's always a bad idea. So right now he's charging, and I've just let my guys go loose. These guys, once again, let's just go put in slow-mo for a second. Look at this. Is that armor? Not really. Not very good armor at all. These guys have 4 morale, even with all these things. Like, just not good units. So what you need to do is, like, unlike in... What game? I think... Oh, yeah, Napoleon skirmishers don't matter. In this game, they actually kind of do. So you gotta draw your troops right behind your line so you can try to take as many shots as they can, but definitely don't let them get engaged, because that's a lot of Koku for these units. See, this is my... I just want cool clothes. Wolfpack. 2 names of this. You guys are the same name. So I don't want these guys to get a full charge, so I'm going to charge my katana in. Now, veteran katana versus veteran lone sword peasant. Who do you think's going to win? So I was watching the infantry fight heavily. He's bringing matchlocks in. I'm trying to get these guys out, and they're going to start opening fire, and they're hurting my black devils. And look, their morale's already shot. I mean, even because my guys are just good, and they're not very good. So do not bring Ashigura. When we had a friendly chat with this guy. So he's bringing these guys to flank around and hit my guys, but I totally didn't even see my cavalry here and told him to bring them up later. I sent these guys in here on this flank, and I didn't really care. I just want to stop them from firing. So these Naganatas are going to run in and attack his troops here, and then I've also got this, the Black Devils are going to mix it up with all these units. Meanwhile, you know, the infantry fight, I don't really need a lot of help. You know, Naginata warrior monks or Ashigura, they both aren't going to fare very well. And he put his general in a stand-in fight here, and there he is. He's chilling on his stool. And then I put my general on the stool, and it's like a staring contest. My general's like staring at his. Where does general go? Oh, that guy just wrecked my guy. There's his general right there. Oh, we just knocked up. He flipped back over. See that little thing on his back, you know, when he fell down. Oh, brutal. So there goes his general. Now with my cavalry, I've been going after his archers and stuff. Anyway, he's attacking my bows, and I don't really care because the battle has served its purpose. I'm just trying to get these guys to like stop shooting, and then they waver. So basically, my guys just mobbed up these troops because they're just Ashigura. Look, these guys, Black Devils had 32, and there goes his general routed, and I had the advantage, and yeah, we just wrapped up the monks. So, if you learned anything, less spear troops, definitely less spear troops. About 2 max, 2 to 3, 3 if you're like thinking they're gonna bring a lot of cavalry, 1 on each flank. Bring veteran katana to battles, sword infantry. About maybe if you want to do like. If you're rushing, you want to do like 2 Nodachi maybe and put them in bonsai and charge them in. And yeah, definitely bring sword infantry. They're a lot better than the spear troops here. And for archers, I talked about, you know, bow warrior monks are great. Anyway, I didn't save the replay for that one because I just fought it. I just want to quickly show you my conquest mode here. So this is all Japan I've conquered, you know. I've only done about 80 battles. But I keep forgetting to move my guys. So, yeah, this is Cody 4-Man 221. I hope you enjoyed.